thick blanket of fog cloaks the Papuan rainforest, turning everything into an otherworldly scene where every step I take crackles softly against the bed of decaying leaves. Have you ever imagined finding yourself in a place where people still live exactly as their ancestors did hundreds of years ago? We are searching for the Korowai tribe, one of the world's most mysterious and least known peoples. They are famed for their towering tree houses perched high above the jungle canopy, and for the chilling stories surrounding their past practice of cannibalism, a cultural remnant that most modern people only know through whispers and legends. Am I truly prepared to face the reality hidden within this remote forest, where survival is a daily battle and humanity's most primal instincts still reign? As we approach the village, the tree houses slowly reveal themselves, suspended among the canopy at staggering heights of 20 to 35 meters. These structures are not just architectural marvels. They embody a deep-rooted belief. The higher you live, the closer you are to your ancestors. From the forest floor, the intertwined ropes, rough-hewn bamboo planks, and towering pillars carved from sago trees, the most essential plant in Korowai life, create a fortress in the sky, more solid than anyone would expect. Each treehouse shelters about 6 to 12 members of a family. As we climb step by step, a mix of excitement and awe washed over us, humbled by the survival skills and craftsmanship perfected through countless generations. The adults watch us with eyes full of curiosity, yet edged with caution, the natural instinct of a community that has spent centuries living deep in isolation, far removed from the outside world. In that moment, I understood. These tree houses are not merely shelters from storms or wild animals. They are strongholds, living monuments to human resilience in a land where nature tests every breath. During our days in the village, we heard many ancient tales that have lived within Korowai culture for countless generations, including the one the outside world often sensationalizes as cannibalism, but to describe it accurately from an anthropological perspective. In the past, the Korowai practiced a ritual known as kakua, a form of punishment directed at individuals accused of being sorcerers who ate the souls of others. However, modern anthropological studies confirm that this practice no longer exists, and much of what the world believes today has been exaggerated by international media. For the Korowai, this was once a spiritual safeguard, a community's way of confronting what they perceived as supernatural threats, rather than the mindless violence many outsiders imagined. For the Korowai, their lifeline comes from the sago tree. They fell the tree, pound its soft core, and turn it into sago flour, the equivalent of rice in our daily life. Their meals often include sago grubs, wild rats, lizards, fish, and whatever the forest provides. Korowai men are the hunters and builders, the ones who raise their sky-high homes. Meanwhile, the women harvest sago, prepare food, and care for the children. Even from a very young age, Korowai kids climb like it's second nature, their limbs toughened by the forest they touch every single day. The Korowai aren't just mysterious or fearsome. They are a living testament to a sustainable way of life, where people learn to respect nature and honor every breath of existence. Every step through the forest, every story shared by the fireside, every climb up those towering homes reminds me that adventure isn't only about conquering mountains or crossing oceans. It's about daring to step into the unknown, into a world untouched, to witness the resilience, wisdom, and courage that humans are capable of. Some Korowai families have left the deep forest, relocating closer to the rivers. Children are beginning to attend Indonesian government schools, and some have traded their treehouses for homes on the ground. These changes bring new opportunities, but they also raise important questions about how to preserve the cultural identity of the Korowai community. Leaving the forest, I carry with me a mix of awe and reverence. Awe for their extraordinary survival skills and reverence for the values that we in a modern world often overlook. Courage, dexterity, community spirit, and the ability to adapt. The Korowai, the last of their kind, remind us that the world still holds mysteries, hidden values, and that only those who dare to venture into the unknown can truly touch them. The Hadzabe, one of the few remaining tribes in northern Tanzania who still live entirely off the wild. And today, their target is the wild boar. Wild boars often hide in dense bushes or burrows. Wild boars can turn fiercely aggressive when cornered. That's why hunting wild boar demands not only the Hadzabe's remarkable tracking skills, but also immense courage, decisiveness, and the ability to manage extreme danger. The Hadzabe's only weapon is the bow, an arrow, tipped with poison made from the sap of the desmodium tree. This toxin is chosen for its slow, paralyzing effect on the prey. Hunters aim for the body, preferably the lungs or abdomen, to accelerate the poison spread. Wild boars have thick skin and fat, so each shot must be powerful and precise enough to pierce this natural armor. The wild boar hunt begins with tracking. The Hadzabe hunters, usually moving in small groups to support one another, follow every trace, analyzing the direction and timing of the boar's movements. The first rule is always to approach from downwind to avoid being detected. The approach phase demands extreme patience. Every bush and mound becomes covered as they move almost silently. The goal isn't to scare the boar into running, but to get close enough for a precise, lethal shot. When a wild boar hides in a burrow or thick brush, the hunters employ a coordinated flushing strategy. They split into groups. It's a calculated maneuver designed to bring the wild boar squarely into the line of fire. Once struck, the boar often bolts. Sometimes covering a long distance before weakening. This is when the Hadzabe's tracking skills truly shine. They follow every drop of blood, every snapped branch, reading the forest like an open book. Hunters must move cautiously, maintain distance, and stay alert for a possible head-on confrontation with a furious animal wielding its tusks. Team coordination is essential. One hunter tracks while others stand ready to cover him. The success of the hunt lies not only in landing the shot, but also in bringing the prey home safely. When the wild boar is brought back to camp, the processing begins quickly and efficiently. A method entirely different from modern cooking techniques, reflecting pure simplicity and practicality. They use a direct fire technique. The meat is then cut into large chunks using their sharp tools. They prefer bigger cuts to retain moisture longer when roasting over high heat. The charred layer is then scraped away using stone blades or rough metal fragments. This method is not only fast, but also sterilizes the surface of the meat while preserving the fat underneath. Once the wild boar is cooked, The rules of food distribution are strictly followed, just as they are when sharing a baboon hunt. Although a boar provides a large amount of meat, the lead hunter receives a slightly larger portion as a reward, but the rest is divided evenly. This isn't merely an act of generosity. It's a system that ensures social security within a tribe. This rule guarantees that the elderly, children, and those who didn't take part in the hunt still receive enough nourishment to survive. Such equality maintains social harmony and strengthens the bonds among all members. Hunting wild boar, with all its risks and rewards, is an essential part of the tribe's life cycle. When the fire dies down, the savanna returns to its quiet calm. By the next sunrise, their journey for sustenance begins anew.